Hi, my name is Dr. Jeremiah Glossinger, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about why we need constitutional carry laws here in North Dakota. First, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm an NRA firearms instructor, a range safety officer, and a North Dakota concealed weapons test administrator. I've taught concealed weapons classes in both Ohio and North Dakota for a combined total of about 7 years. I'm also ranked as an expert by the International Defensive Pistol Association and in the match director for IDPA matches at the Minot Rifle and Pistol Club. In that role, I design a variety of self-defense scenarios and watch civilians, law enforcement, and military personnel alike negotiate these with a concealed weapon under stressful conditions. These years of experience, combined with extensive professional training, have given me first-hand knowledge of both the people who carry firearms in North Dakota and what happens when they need to perform under stress with training that varies from nothing at all to really extensive training. So why do we need constitutional carry here in North Dakota? I'll concede that the North Dakota Attorney General's Office does an excellent job of administering the Concealed Weapons Permit Program as it's stated in our current law. However, one of the problems with requiring the permit before someone can bear arms has to do with timing. It takes time to find a class, to study, take the test, get fingerprinted twice, send in the application, and wait for about 2 more months before ever receiving your permit. When a woman is attacked and finds herself in danger from her perpetrator, her attacker is likely to make bond in only days, while it would take her several months to obtain a concealed weapons permit. A restraining order is merely a piece of paper and useless for self-defense purposes. In the course of teaching the classes, I once met a young lady who was severely beaten by her boyfriend and hospitalized for her injuries. She weighed around 100 pounds and he was over 250. He threatened her and threatened to come after her after he got out of jail and to kill her. She was very frightened. I didn't know what to do for her. I taught a class just for her that wasn't even scheduled, just so that she would be able to move along and try to push forward in the process and get her concealed weapons permit. But in the meantime, she was left relatively defenseless. It's a travesty to me that she should have to ask the government for permission to be able to exercise a basic constitutional right to bear arms to defend her own life. Fortunately, this young lady did survive. However, not everyone does. In June of 2015, Carol Bone was a lady in New Jersey, and she was brutally stabbed to death when she was getting out of her car in front of her home. After realizing that she was in danger from her violent ex-boyfriend, she had applied for a gun permit from the state and was still anxiously waiting for permission to exercise a constitutionally protected right when she was stabbed to death in broad daylight. Her restraining order, her surveillance cameras, everything that they told her to do did nothing to stop the knife attack. As great as our law enforcement officers are, when seconds count, the police are minutes away. Do we need to wait for a North Dakota woman to be murdered while waiting for her permit before we are willing to allow law-abiding citizens to freely exercise their constitutional rights? We need this legislation to protect against this infringement on our Second Amendment rights. If you would like to help get constitutional carry passed here in North Dakota, please contact your state legislators, particularly your representatives in the House, and encourage them now to vote for House Bill 1169 from Representative Rick Becker. This bill will help make it so that we can have our constitutional rights restored here in the state of North Dakota, and that people will not have to ask the government for permission if they are law-abiding citizens and otherwise able to own a firearm, to be able to carry it in defense of themselves and their families. If you have concerns about constitutional carry, and I understand that people have some concerns, please watch part 2 of this video where I'll address many of those concerns that commonly are brought up. Thank you for your time.